What's up everybody, Curtis here, and welcome back to Digibit Tech. I'm excited today. You want to know why I'm excited? Because I'm going to be wrapping up EDVAC behind me. Last week we started tearing it down, we cleaned all the blocks, got it drained, cleaned up nicely, but I had to wait on tubing to come in as well as another product. Part of today's video, I'm actually going to be talking about this new product because it hasn't even reached market yet. That's right, I'm talking about UFO Technologies Cryo Shift. So I kind of heard this through the grapevine, and I contacted Daniel over there and said, is this a thing? And he confirmed. And I was like, man, I've got to get my hands on it. It sounds so sick. The reason being, this isn't just a regular old bottle of cryo chills. Yes, it's a 3D coolant, and yes, it's very opaque and has the little swirlies, but what makes this unique is this coolant will change color once it heats up, and when it cools back down, it will turn back to this color. Like, how amazing is that? And with the coolant, he also sent a bottle of revised Event Horizon. Now, I've talked about this on the channel before. This is their system prep to go with it. In light of that whole nickel plating debacle, he did go ahead and revise some things. This is much less acidic, and it's supposed to pH balance the loop before you install your coolant, making this much more stable. So I'm not so much going to be highlighting this where I've talked about it before, but oh boy am I looking forward to putting this in the system. Now, I'm going to quit talking and I'm going to get to work. It's been a couple of days now, and I'm happy to say EDVAC is back together. However, I did run into an issue with the coolant. I filled everything and everything was working perfect. I went ahead and ran a stress test because this coolant starts to shift color at 33 degrees Celsius. And I believe the final point in which it's reached full shift is about 40 degrees Celsius. So I went ahead, ran the benchmark, got everything all heated up. It turned bright, vibrant green, looked super awesome, and it was about 1:30 in the morning. So I went ahead, shut everything down, and went to bed. Well, I got home the next day and noticed that the coolant hadn't fully turned back to the blue color it was. Now, I know in the video it looked a little brighter, but in person it was like a kind of steel blue look. But yeah, so it never fully reached this blue again, and it's been a kind of blue-green ever since. Immediately, I contacted Daniel over at UFO Technologies, let him know what I found and what the system's doing. And he came up with a few different concepts of what may be going on. He said he hasn't seen this in his own personal testing, but advised me to go ahead and drain everything back into the bottle. He said maybe as I was pouring, the coolant was separating because the two dyes are different viscosities, and said maybe the blue settled to the bottom when I was pouring it. And I went ahead, did that, shook everything up. I'd pour a little bit, shake it, pour a little bit, shake it, and it seemed to be a little better. After all, draining that green coolant into the blue. It didn't fully make it that same color, but it was close enough. So I went ahead, started it up, ran another benchmark, it heated up, turned that pretty green again, but when it cooled down, it still just, it wasn't right. So Daniel has a couple different things as to why it may have not shifted back. They are experiencing some pretty severe cold weather up north. He's thinking maybe the coolant got too cold at one point and the dye is messed up or doing something funny. He is sending me another bottle, so unfortunately I will have to do a follow-up on this to let you all know what I find. Me and him are waiting until it warms up a little bit up there before we do this video, because there's no sense in shipping another batch of coolant only to have it ruined if that is the case. But Daniel is making it right. We're taking steps to figure out what's going on, and I just want to remind you, this is not on the market, so don't worry. Once this hits market, it will be fully tested, and hopefully Daniel will have everything worked out. I went in knowing this is experimental fluid. This may not work 100%. It's not broken. It's not going to damage my system. The only thing is, it just doesn't fully shift back. Again, once I get this new bottle in, I'm going to have a little bit better equipment to be able to test the temperatures and get an idea of exactly what's going on with the coolant at all times. Until then, just have to wait and see. So this has been my first look at Cryo Shift, a new coolant from UFO Technologies. We'll get that follow-up out to you in the next couple weeks, but I just want to say thank you for making it to the end of this video. You all know what to do down below. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next video. See ya.